Hello everyone, Sawyer Studios here. Welcome back to another Nate and Bake episode, and today I am unfortunately doing it by myself because I have no friends. That's not true, it's just no one was free. Anyway, so happy 4th of July. I am going to be making a lobster mac and cheese for my friends. We're going up for a picnic later this day at a friend's house. Gonna have a pool party, gonna do a grill out, all that stuff. I'm bringing lobster mac and cheese. This is my dad's recipe. And while I make said lobster mac and cheese, I thought that I would also play Independence Day, which is a phenomenal movie if you haven't watched it. It's in my top 10 favorite movies of all time. Jeff Goldblum and Will Smith, amazing. But anyway, we're going to be playing that in the background. I'm going to be making lobster mac and cheese. So let's get started. Alright, so I'm going to need to fill a large pot with lightly salted water so we can start making the macaroni. If you ever need to make like good macaroni, you always use like these types of noodles, the Celentani. We also have onions, garlic. We have 3 types of cheeses. We have white sharp cheddar. We have, that's not cheese. This is also not cheese, but we have milk, and we also have a pecorino romano, and one more. We have Le Gruyere. I have no idea if I pronounced that right, but we have 3 very nice cheeses here for this mix. I'm gonna put the milk in the fridge actually, but we're gonna keep everything else out, and we're gonna start with that boiling pot of water. Water. Bring 4 to 6 quarts of water to a boil. I'm gonna put some lightly salt in here. I'm gonna bring this baby to a boil. And now we wait for the rest of the ingredients. So we're gonna cook the pasta, then we have this guy. I'm gonna call him Larry. Larry the lobster, who seems to be a little on edge right now. Hey buddy, it's okay. I'm just gonna cook you and eat you. Hey buddy, come here. Don't be camera shy. Hey, don't be camera shy. Hey, I know. Hey, we talked about this, man. You're embarrassing me on camera.
Dude, you're embarrassing me in front of the wizards.
There he is. Look at him. See, he's just a small little guy. And yet, this freaking buggard was 1721. He is barely any size. My goodness. But yeah, I mean, you can definitely. Oh no, they ripped your antenna out. I'm sorry. That's not okay. Anyway, I mean, I'm gonna do a lot worse.
I'm in danger!
Honestly, you could get an even cheaper lobster in Maine. And an even bigger one. No offense. Hey, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Hey, just accept it. Put 2 tablespoons of butter in a saucepan over medium heat. Stir in the onion and cook until the onion has softened and turned translucent. Oh, that onion. Wow. I'm using spring onions, so I'm gonna chop these up. Actually, you know what? While we're waiting for the water to boil, I'm gonna chop up the onions and I'm gonna mince up the garlic. If y'all watched the first Nate and Bake, I taught Michael how to properly mince garlic. It was also at that time where he realized I was not a vampire. What we're gonna do is that there's probably a lot of meat.
You're not a vampire.
No. I'm touching garlic right now.
I don't know if that's real garlic. I don't know if this is real garlic. How are we gonna discover if this is real garlic or not? Simple. It smells like garlic.
Yeah? Is that how science works?
That's some garlic right there.
See? Touching garlic. Not a vampire. Place the reserved lobster shells, garlic shallots, peppercorns, and milk into the saucepan. Bring to a gentle simmer over medium heat. Cook for 20 minutes. Okay, so this seems important. Make them light golden brown. through a mesh sieve. Okay, I think we have that. This was the movie that got me into chess. Do people still like to play chess these days? I feel like that's like such a outdated game. I have a 3-man chess set, which I got, I don't remember how I got it or where I got it. I feel like it must have been online, but I got a 3-man chess set. It's a circular board. It's actually pretty cool. I played it a couple times and I really like how it works. It really changes up the entire game. You guys, you boiling yet? Honestly, this guy is one of the best characters in all of cinema history. 1 garlic clove spoon minced. I want to do 2 just because I flipping love garlic. Houston, do we have boiled? We do not have boiled, but it's pretty darn close. I figure out what type of pan I want to present this dish in. Presentation is important, like equally important to taste. We eat with our eyes a lot of the time. I'm okay. I've decided on an Anchor glass thingamajigger. They just don't make movies like they used to. I mean, let's just be honest here. I don't know what it is about it, but just like these movies that are just classic nostalgia, like they're nostalgic for a reason. They're classics for a reason. Uh-oh. That's not okay. What's your favorite movie? Comment down below what your favorite movie is. I know in my top 10 list, like movies, the movies that are in my top 10 list involve like Miracle, Braveheart, The Patriot, Titanic, Lord of the Rings. I don't really want to I mean, if I had to choose one, probably Two Towers. It goes back and forth between Two Towers and Return of the King. I really don't know. Surprisingly, there are no Star Wars movies on my top 10 list, and the only reason being is that the water's boiling. The reason being that Star Wars is not my, that no Star Wars movie is on my top 10 list is because I think the Star Wars movies are awesome. However, as standalones, I don't really see one as I don't really see it as like a good standalone. Like if I'm going to watch a Star Wars movie, I have if it's a trilogy, I have to watch 3 of them. I love watching Rogue One as a standalone or solo, but it's I don't think those movies were good enough to. I think a lot of their greatness plays upon the fact that Star Wars itself is great, not the fact that Rogue One itself was a phenomenal standalone movie, but the fact that it built upon an already amazing universe. So I don't know. That's just me. Oh no, what we gonna do? The king likes Daniel more than me and you. Oh no, what we gonna do? We gotta get him out of here. Use him as a footstool or a table to play Scrabble on the time up and beat him up and throw him out of Babylon. Let's be honest, green onions are better than regular onions. Change my mind. I'm gonna put this on top of I've decided I'm gonna put this on top of the mac and cheese when it's done. So I'm keeping this over here. I'm not cutting it yet. We're not doing onions. I do know, I think all of this needs to be shredded. So maybe I'll just shred it now. You know what I've realized? Larry, I should not be wearing white right now. I'm changed. I'm gonna start shredding this cheese because I need 1 cup mono. Melt 5 tablespoons with some flour, stir, blah, blah, blah. Stir the milk to the mess, yeah. Stir the Gruyere. It's all shredded, except the Romano's grated. I don't know what the heck the difference between shredded and grated is. This is a cheese grater. Start with the cheddar. I need 3 cups of this. And let's get to it. I mean, she's got a point. I mean, why else would you fly 90 billion light years though? You know, like I don't think they flew that far to like start a fight. It's like that's probably the most naive thing I've ever heard.
No. He's got a point.
Oh guys, I'm about to go against the grain. This honestly might be easier. Huh. That was not easier. Noodles are done, looks like. I'm gonna finish shredding this cheese first, then I'll do the noodles, and I'll figure that out. Okay, the thing about Romano, it smells amazing, like immaculate. The only problem is that it's so yeah, see, like that. There's two ways to cook a lobster. To kill the part where you, sorry Larry, where you kill it. You can either put it in the water and like allow it to boil, so like the frog, like just because the temperature of the water rises equally, and then like it matches the temperature and stuff, it doesn't realize it's dying, so it won't feel anything. Or you can do the humane way and just put it at the base of the brain of the lobster and then right down. All right, Larry, I'm so sorry, but it's time for your small, tiny life to be over. You will serve a greater purpose, I promise. Did you just poop? You will serve a great purpose, Larry. So you're gonna put it right here, essentially, between the eyes. Sorry, Larry. Here we go. The nerves are reacting to the initial slice. That's the main reason why I don't like doing it that way, is because the fact that everything's still moving just freaks me out. I know it's like dead, but it's like, jeez Louise. So, now, oh, actually, it's the lobster halves. You know what? You know, screw it. They don't know what they're talking about. I'm gonna boil the whole lobster. Larry, I apologize, but thank you once again for your service. 1 pound shredded Gruyere. Yeah, we definitely don't have a pound. Oh yeah. Have to chop off the rind here. And I'm just gonna grate all of it because this is definitely not a pound. This is my favorite type of mac and cheese. Reason being is because it's just so rich. You're using 2 very expensive cheeses. The white sharp cheddar goes well with both cheeses being used, and of course there's lobster. I mean, what else, like, what more is there to love about this? Just absolutely phenomenal. Boom! And that was the moment as a kid I went, whoa, man. We're gonna need, guys, keep it down. Can you die quieter? I'm trying to think. 2 tablespoons of butter in a saucepan with the onions. You know what? I will cut some onions in here for that step. The more butter, the better it is. That's the Gordon Ramsay way. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my own spin to this. I'm gonna add some crushed red pepper. He was a good lobster. And he'll be even better when we eat him. And he should cook for 8 minutes, I think, until he becomes opaque. We'll be back. As that heats up, we're gonna add some onion powder, crushed red pepper, the garlic, onion butter already in there, and then we're gonna add the milk. I'm gonna cut a couple more onions just because I think it needs it. Oh, everyone, let me tell you, this smells amazing. Good old crushed red pepper, and then put the milk on simmer low. Oh no, not Jimmy! Alright, 2 cups of milk in the saucepan, gonna go for 20 minutes, medium heat. Now I'll preheat the oven, and then I will, yeah, we'll be back. Everyone, it's been 20 minutes of simmering the milk, so now it's time to add the flour. This is also time for the moment of truth to see if we have flour. I was just kind of banking on it and I didn't check before I went to the store. About 5 tablespoons of butter in saucepan. So 5 more tablespoons, I'm assuming, in the same saucepan. Honestly, let's do 4 tablespoons because as I said before, never have too much butter. Cheese Louise. Not too much flour, everyone. Flour can make things become very gluey and pasty. Never add flour to mashed potatoes. It's just not a good idea. So just 5 tablespoons.
I'm sorry, what is this puree again?
It's a basil-infused mash.
It's very, very gluey.
This is almost like raw shoe pastry.
I think you should add raw flour to it. That's a no-no.
I put a little bit of flour to hold it because it was like soup.
What? Why would you put flour in mashed potatoes?
Stir until it becomes nice and pasty. Feel inclined almost to put some more milk in. I'm gonna see if this helps. Let me just say, everyone, this already smells really good and doesn't even have any cheese in it. Alright, I'm gonna start melting the cheese now. Cheese is going in to be melted. Everyone, just look at this cheese sauce. Oh yeah, I'm gonna drizzle this right over the noodles. Here we go. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Oh yeah. This looks so flippin' good. What I have to do is really just cut up the lobster and mix the lobster pieces in here and then bake it and we'll be off to the party. Before I cut up Larry, time for some funky food. So that's gonna marinate. We're gonna do the part of the episode where my guest here has to eat a funky food.
When did this become part of the episode?
That's in a contract, right?
No, nobody ever told me this. Oh gosh, no, what is that?
This isn't really a food, it's a drink, it's not really funky. I mean, for some people it is. This is called Moxie. If you don't know, this is a soda that's from Maine. I mean, you can usually only get it in Maine. There's only a few places outside Maine that you can get it. I absolutely love it. I've heard from multiple people that I know from New York say that it tastes like if toothpaste was a soda, but I disagree. This is so good. If you're ever in Maine, you should get some Moxie. Definitely try it. You won't regret it, hopefully. All right, time to open up this lobster. And in order to do that, we need lobster picks, which I thought we had. So you need a lobster pick like this. And you need a lobster claw. Here we are, like this one. Here's Larry, our lobster. He has the white stuff around him is the blood. So if you didn't know that, there you go. He's been cooling off in the sink for a while, and what we're gonna do, we are going to crack this baby open. Now, I'm gonna do it over the pot because there's gonna be a lot of water inside of him usually, so I don't want to get that all over the counter, but I will be showing you what I'm doing as I go. So first, the claw. I want to take this. Actually, you probably don't even need it yet. You want to be careful because there are sharp ends on this. You want to grab it, twist, take the claw off, and essentially I will be putting the meat on here, I guess, is the option that I have. I usually like to take the claws apart first. This part of the claw, there is meat inside this part, so we're just going to pick it out like such. There we are. This is part of the claw. Now we're going to go for the bigger part of the claw. We're going to break this off. We're going to take our lobster cracker right here, crack that shell open here. This is the inside claw meat. Feels a little bit tender. I probably cooked it a little bit too long, but it's still going to taste amazing. So this is the claw right here. We're gonna crack this one open apart. There is meat in here. I usually just like to take my finger and just push it out of the end like such. And there we are. Then we've got the claw meat here. Here we are. Do the exact same thing with this claw. So lobster has two types of claws. The claw that we just broke through was the more like the pincher. I think it's called the pincher. It's more of the one that's just grabs this. This is the crusher claw. As you can see, it's bigger than the other claw, and it doesn't have like the tiny teeth. It has more rock solid. I don't know how to describe it, but it's just, this is used for crushing things. Comparatively, this is a small lobster. This wasn't even 2 pounds of a lobster. We usually get hard shell lobsters. Hard shell lobsters are always packed full of meat. Soft shells, you get smaller. This is probably a soft shell lobster. Right, so this is the other claw meat. As you can see, we're slowly making our way through this lobster. I'm gonna break off the other leg. And sometimes the lobsters in Maine, they get so big that like my dad, we were eating lobsters when we went to Maine, and one of these things broke because the shell was just so hard. Oh, the speech is coming. Okay, so next part is the shell, and this is the great part. If you ever go to Maine, if you ever go to a place in which you can buy a whole lobster, like, you know, just straight up eat a whole lobster, you're gonna want to watch people, and because there's a really big way to tell if someone is not from Maine or like has never had lobster before. Oh, this one was pregnant. In the lobster tail, as all animals, you know, there is a poop chute. And so in order to make sure that you don't get any poop, you essentially have to take out the poop chute. I will show you how to do that. Okay, so as you can see, we have taken out the meat from this end of the lobster tail. I'm gonna forcibly shove the rest through this opening at the end. Okay. Come on. Our Independence Day. This is the lobster tail. Take the end of this, you're gonna rip this top part off. Oh, wait, there's no poop in this one. So this is what I was talking about, that, yeah, this poop chute is actually really clean. So there still is a poop chute. Yeah, I've seen some bad ones, like, whew. But yeah, lucky for us, there's no poop in this one. So if you get a female lobster, you will get these orange things in it, which are essentially the eggs of the lobster. Yes, you can eat them, you do not have to, but I just said so. There you go. I like the eggs. Right now, I'm a monster. So this is the lobster meat that mainly people cook with at restaurants. Now, because I'm a stickler and I want to get my bang for my buck, I'm going to get more lobster meat out of this, and this is the body. So this is the painstaking process where more lobster meat is. Each of these legs have lobster meat in them, and most people don't know this, but you just want to, like, you know, squeeze them out of these legs essentially. This comes out, and although it's not a lot of meat, it's still, you know, it's still some meat. So I'm just gonna spend the rest of my time doing that. But before I skip to the end of doing all the legs, what you can do is open up the body, and you will sometimes get some meat in here, and you can see throughout here there are more eggs, which I'm not going to put into the mac and cheese, but I'm going to eat right now. This green stuff, I don't remember what it's called, but I don't like to eat it. It doesn't taste, I don't like the flavor of it, but some people do. So yeah, close up here, it's like the brain, it's like the stuff. This is something that you do not eat, but there are cracks and crevices in here that you can pick around and get some more meat, so I'm going to do that, and we'll skip forward in the video. This is all the lobster meat you will get from one lobster. This is $17.21, and I mean, yeah, it's overall it's not a lot, but well, it is lobster, so it is expensive. So I'm just gonna drizzle this all over the top. We'll eventually mix it in at the party, but there we are. Oh yeah, this looks so flipping good. We will do. Don't fire at him. Little Smith is in space. He hasn't slapped anyone yet. This really feels like a true 4th of July with a Moxie. Wouldn't be the same without a Moxie. And to finish it off, take the beautiful Romano and just twizzle it all over. I love freaking Gordon Ramsay. Just like a pinch of olive oil, and then just pours the entire big bottle in.
A little splash of red wine vinegar.
So this is going to be ready to bake. I'm not going to bake it until, because this will only take like 15 minutes. I'm not going to bake it until I'm almost ready to go. So we're going to just prepare it as best we can. We're going to cut up some more scallions. This is so good. Oh. Chop up some onions quick, and we're gonna put this in the fridge. Oh yeah! Alright. I am going to unload the dishwasher, load it, clean up this mess my parents don't have to. Oven's ready. Time to put this baby in. So by the time the movie ends, this should be done. 15 minutes on the clock. Whew. Actually, what I'm gonna do, just so that it's cool, when this explodes, it'll be done. It'll be very cool. Right, everyone, it is time. I've changed, ready to go. But Mike is actually coming with us to this party. Here it is. Frick yeah, man. Oh god, this looks so good, everyone. Oh, this looks so good. Alright, I'm gonna keep it in the oven on a very low temperature so it stays hot. And yeah, I am so ready for this party now. Alright everyone, this is Sawyer Studios. Like, comment, subscribe, and check out my other Nathan Bake videos. And up yours! Guys, I'm back!